Hello, students. We are going to be learning how to make little pivoting arms or legs by doing a simple little ball and cup joint, just like in your actual shoulder. So here's Charlie Brown, and his arms kind of move up and down, and you can make him wave and all that good stuff. So we are going to learn how to do that, and I'm also going to show you how to trace something by stealing an image from somewhere on the internet. So let's jump here and have a look at how we got started here. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just worry about the body of Charlie Brown here. Or in your case, it's going to be whatever you want, right? So this is just the technique of how to make little arms that pivot here. So let's see, I'll start hiding some pieces so we can kind of see what's going on there. All these pieces all hide, and you can kind of see what happened there is that there is this piece that this circle fits in, and then there's a little bit of extra cut out there so that this arm has a little bit of space to pivot. The bigger this cutout, the bigger the pivot spot, the wider angle that this arm can pivot. But if it's too big, the actual shoulder will just pop out of the body here. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about this. But pretty simple idea here as you go. And so we'll jump into that in just a second. But first, I'd also like to show you how to insert an image. So we're starting a new sketch. I'm going to say on that top surface right there. And if you come up here, there's going to be an insert image button. So when you first come in, your image is not going to be on that list like my Charlie Brown is right now. You're going to have to come down to the bottom and say import, find your image. I'm going to say Charlie Brown, no N on the end of that one, but I'm clicking on that, on whatever your image is that you found. It should be something relatively simple, and your Charlie Brown should be showing up here. So there your Charlie Brown shows up there, and you can click on it. And then you just try and draw where you want it to be. And before we get too far, we probably want to dimension this so that we can get that out of the way. Give it an appropriate size here. Right now that's 4 inches, almost 5 inches. That's kind of getting on the big side. We'll come in like 3.5 maybe. We're trying to aim somewhere under 4 inches typically for most of our designs, just so they don't get too big. And from here, we are going to stop this sketch, and we're going to start a new sketch. So the only thing in this sketch is going to be the Charlie Brown that's dimensioned there, or whatever your thing is that you're trying to trace. So we're going to start a new sketch on that same surface just to make our life easier so that I don't move things around there. And that makes things a little easier here. From there, you can go ahead and trace Charlie Brown and do all your things, make it look really good. If you are doing something with the arm, though, for saving time purposes, I'm going to come over here and show you what I did. You draw the whole thing, whatever parts that you are trying to make move, in my case, the arms on Charlie Brown, you leave those alone. You do not put the arms on yet. That is going to be a later sketch. So then once you have your whole design looking good, you're going to extrude it like this. So you get one solid piece, and that is the back of Charlie Brown right there. And then just walking you through the steps I did here. Here, I went and pushed this use button to use the whole shape here. So everything there, you can see that line continues there. I'll even hide that other piece. I just use that use button, which hopefully we've done several times by this point. And I got that whole shape there. And then I put the arms on there and put some good sized circles. These circles I made these 0.35 inches in diameter. And then I made sure that they are inset. So most of the circle is what would you call it? How would you describe that? Most of the circle is inside the body, right? If it's If this circle was too far out this way, like so, it would probably pop out of his shoulder and his arm would fall off pretty easy, right? So put it inside the body a good way so that that circle can't like fall out. I don't know a better way to describe that right now. And then go ahead and draw your little arm that's attached to that. And the next step, I'm just going to walk you through this and not do all the parts individually here, sketching them while you wait. I extruded both the arms at once. So those are both going to be the same thickness as usual. And then I extruded the rest of the body as a separate piece. Notice on this, I gave myself a little bit of extra room, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. If there's no extra room there, Charlie Brown's arm will still be stuck in one permanent position. You got to give it a little bit of room so that this piece can pivot and move downwards a little bit. So give yourself a little bit extra space there so that the arm or leg or whatever piece you're making can move. And then we did another sketch, and this is the shirt. So basically what we have going on here is we have a sandwich. We have the arm in between two layers, right? If you think of it like the arm is I was going to say the meat in the sandwich, but that's a little gross since we're talking about Charlie Brown here. Think of this as a captured layer so that that arm cannot escape there. So we have to add another third layer on top there that we can glue down and get to make sure that arm doesn't fall off, right? And after that, the rest of this stuff was just having fun and adding a little zigzag on his shirt there as Charlie Brown has. So I will unhide all those pieces. And that is the quick how-to on making a arm that, or leg, or whatever shape you want that can rotate. And I just wanted to show you real quick. You don't have to do this step, but it just kind of shows you that this arm can start there and it can rotate down to that point there where it kind of starts to hit this surface and will not rotate any further. So hopefully that helps. Have some fun designing little arms and whatever. Be nice to Charlie Brown. Obviously, it does not need to be Charlie Brown. It can be anything you like. Try that out. Have some fun. I'll see you later, Gators. Let me know if you have any questions in class. Bye-bye.